All right, what's up, guys? Long time no see. Chris from Texas and Lordy Cardboard, first two in the chat. All right, so I know it's been a while. It hasn't really been much to talk about, Metazoo wise. What's up, Aaron Scott? Hey, bro, sucks about to head to bed. Work early. Hope all's been well. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by before you go to bed. But yeah, I know I haven't streamed in a while, and I know I haven't really made any Metazoo news videos, and the reason being is there's really been nothing to talk about. So what I think is going on with Metazoo, because there's really been no updates. What's up, Alec? There's really been no updates on the court case as far as the bid, the buyer, really anything major happening. And my theory on what's going on is just that after sending out all the letters and the notices to all the people that are owed money, I think there's probably a window of time they have to wait. Like they got to give those people X amount of days to claim their money. And then when that window closes, I'm assuming maybe that's when the bid will be pushed through, and maybe that's when we'll start to see some updates when they know how much money is actually claimed. And I think that's kind of what's going on right now. I think there's been no updates and nothing happening because I think they just have to wait for that 90 days or however long it was before they can take any steps as far as selling the company. What's up, Josh? Just getting in to say good luck tonight. Thanks, man. Rudy dropped a meta opening. I saw Rudy's Metazoo video a few days ago, the 50-minute long video. That was interesting. I just wish this game was better. Me too, bro. So tonight, I figured what we'd do, I've got some boxes of Nightfall. I figured we'd open up those, try to chase down a nice old scratch. Never get tired of opening up Nightfall. What's up, Jake G? Actually, before I hopped on this stream, I just watched your latest video about the Rudy video. But yeah, there hasn't been a news video because, frankly, there's been no news, and I think the reason for that is they just have to wait for all the people that were notified that they're owed money to claim their money within whatever that time window was. Audio is good. What's up, Racy? The raccoons, of them have come back. The babies have come back. For a while, they were not showing up very often. But the babies have been back. A lot of the adults have not. So I don't know if some of them just moved on to other places or what. Let's get into this first Nightfall box. Oh, and by the way, I did get what's left of the raw Nick Strength and Power promo cards from LaCal. So I think there's maybe about 50 more. So I had about 50 originally. I graded most of them, then gave away the rest, and now I'm giving away the graded ones. But we've got about 50 more of these, and I'm going to be waiting until PSA grades LaCal, and I'm going to grade some of these with PSA, and I'm going to try Beckett. I've got a package going out to Beckett tomorrow. I'm going to submit a few of these and that and see if Beckett will grade them. I like to have one graded by every grading company. And then there's a lot to look forward to as far as LaCal. I can't spill the beans on any of it or give any specifics, but some big stuff happening with them, and then also with the promo cards that I'm doing with them. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Long time, welcome back. Yeah, dude, it was a really good video. I really enjoyed the clown filter segment of the video. Got any McDonald's Hello Kitty Yu-Gi-Oh crossover? I got it when they did it internationally. Because the American version of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Hello Kitty crossover, they just come in the little plastic baggies. But the international version, they come in like a nice little box. Go figure. They've got nicer Happy Meal toys in Europe than they do. And apparently the Red Eyes wasn't available in the U.S. Also, I got a new phone, so it'll be easier. Okay, yeah. The card that I brought to the GameStop for you is actually still in my car. I'm sorry about that miscommunication on the GameStop location. I totally forgot there were 2 GameStops on Coleraine Avenue. So I was sitting there. I was with Josh, actually. We were sitting there for half an hour, 40 minutes. And I was like, where is this? Where are you? And then I realized maybe that's the other GameStop and she didn't have her phone. True that. Super cool to get them graded. I just give away a couple randomly per stream. We'll figure out how we'll give away. We'll give away a couple on this stream too. There's plenty to give away. Just got Beckett code in my email for free shipping and express priorities. Huh, I'll have to check my email. Oh wow, we've got 50 people in here already. Let's start opening some packs. I figured there might be more people than normal because it's been a while. And especially with this court case really having any updates for the past several weeks, the people that were still making Metazoo videos, there's not a whole lot for them to talk about either, myself included. So it's been kind of Metazoo Menace with his eBay market recap videos. The Rudy video was a big one. I think Umu is making new Metazoo videos still. But for the most part, no one's really had anything to talk about because there hasn't been anything going on. Starting off with a holo, the Oklahoma Octopus. It was a global code. It's just free ship. Should work for you. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Jeff says, I heard Metazoo sold. Like I said when I started this stream, I don't think they can sell it or do anything with the bid until that window has closed, of the window of time that people had to submit their claim for the money that they're owed, which I still haven't even done. I need to do that too, because they owe me over $600. The only thing, I guess I can pull it up here, the only thing they did file was for ex parte relief, which I think applied to that time window. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to pull it up. And I think the last thing that they filed, which was kind of a nothing burger, I believe was trying to shorten the amount of time they had to wait for people to submit their claims. I believe. Let me Google, what does ex parte... Ex parte relief is a legal term that refers to a court's ability to grant immediate relief to one party in a legal matter without notice to the other party. The term comes from the Latin phrase ex parte, which means on one side only or by one party. Ex parte relief is usually only granted in rare emergency situations where a party needs urgent protection. Okay, maybe I'm wrong about what exactly it means. So if we go to the court case here, just to give you guys the latest update, let's go to history of documents. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this or not. Probably not very well. But what we're looking at here, even though you probably can't read it, the last thing filed was on the 27th of August, and that was the application for ex parte relief. And if you click that, see, it has something to do with the deadline for the proofs of claim, which apparently, so that's the deadline, October 24th. If you guys forgot, the notice was sent out on the 22nd. You had till July, on the 22nd of July, and you had till October 24th to fill out your proof of claim. And I thought the relief requested. The trustee seeks entry in order substantially in the form of the proposed order, establishing that service of all notices required be given to the trustee under bankruptcy rules shall be sufficient if served. Sorry for the dead air. I'm just trying to read through here. Yeah, so I think that is what this is. So I think going on here is to follow through with the sale or whatever's going on with the highest bidder. I think they're waiting out this of time, and like it says right here, entered will be served to all creditors who filed a proof of claim, and will provide that any denomination claimant and any other creditor or party shall have 30 days from the date of entry of this order, or 14 days from the filing of their proof of claim, to request included in the email service list. So really, it's a whole lot of nothing. Actually, I should have. I'll show you. The website to file your claim, not already. Would be this right here. w.nysb.uscourts.gov, October 24th. And then, so anything, let's see, let me make sure we didn't miss anything. So I'll show you guys what I mean on this list here. So this is all the recent stuff. So that most recent thing that I just showed you, you can see my cursor moving. I can't read it, but that was August 27th. Then prior to that was August 18th, and that was just a statement adjourning a Zoom. And then before that was the 14th and 13th, just really nothing. So basically all of August, there's been really nothing. August started with the first document being a notice of a hearing, and then a lot of it was just relating to meetings and hearings and just a whole lot of nothing really. So I've been checking every day, but there honestly has really been nothing exciting to report. So who knows? All right, I haven't been reading the chat, so let me pull up the chat. Umu keeps saying the printers told him they'd print him Rudy promos for near to nothing. I have a hard time believing it. Well, honestly, bro, based on the fact that the printers sent out that inventory list and they were trying to solicit buyers kind of under the table for the product that they were sitting on, I wouldn't be surprised if they were not super trustworthy as far as whatever files they're sitting on for cards. If someone wants to pay them to print those files, I wouldn't be super surprised if they were willing to do that. Because frankly, I'm attempting to sell the product that they were sitting on right in the middle of this bankruptcy where they're not supposed to be able to sell any of that. I think it's pretty ballsy and pretty bold and pretty shady. Pokey Barn, what's up, bro? I'm in full hollow. Umu went to Kinko's. Metazoo Menace, no, you didn't miss much. I'm glad you and Jake are both here today because I watched both your videos today. I just watched Menace's market recap earlier in the day, and right before I hopped on the stream, I watched Jake's recent rant. Oh, cool. Okay, you got it. Good. So you got it this time. Awesome. I was worried about it with the making it. You had, so just to make sure, I gave you 2 graded cards, one for each of you of the promos. I just want to make sure you got both in that package. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Nick? Have any more evolutions to rip one day? I'm not sitting on any sealed evolutions. I actually did. There is one thing that I bought a bunch of recently that we'll probably do a stream opening. That's not like my typical Metazoo. I got some of that new Yu-Gi-Oh set, the reprint of the Retro Pack 1 that you can only get in retail stores. I bought a bunch of those. I thought that was a really cool reprint. Becomes worrying when it comes to more rare cards. Scary buying anything at this point. Exactly. Hell yeah, Pokebarn. Awesome. I'm glad you got it. Adam Ackler. This might end up being a pretty good box here, starting off with 3 full hollows. Yeah, man. I think that Retro Pack reprint looks really, really cool. And I've got, I think, 12 of them sitting in the other room right now that I haven't opened yet. And I'm pretty excited to open those. I haven't opened up Yu-Gi-Oh! In a while. Probably the last thing that I opened were the 25th anniversary reprint booster boxes. I saw the Retro Pack reprints, and I saw that they were only available through I think just the retail stores. Target, I think Best Buy has them, Walmart, and Meijer. I thought it was a really cool idea, and it looked like the pull rates were pretty good. Are you still considering buying Metazoo? No, I'm totally out of the loop now and outbid. I've been priced out for sure. What if the Yu-Gi-Oh! Hello Kitty collab? They were just asking about that earlier. A lot of people must really like that collab. Yeah, I bought a bunch of them, and they were overseas when they came in the little boxes. Because the U.S. version of the Hello Kitty Yu-Gi-Oh! Collab comes in little shitty plastic bags. The boxes from overseas look a lot better. Nice. Jack Frost full hollow, or 4 for 4. Yeah, the whole set based on the channel is going to be cool. We've got some interesting ideas for that. Have not hit a Wendigo yet. I know the stream's been going for 20 minutes, but we've only made it through 4 packs so far. I was watching your video earlier, Metazoo Menace, and you were talking about that sample Loveland Frogman. I think it was the 9.5 BGS. I actually bid on that. My max bid, I think I only went up to 800. I think it ended up going for what, $12.50? It's a lot lower than I thought it would go for, but I just kind of threw out a random number. I thought 800 might be sufficient. But yeah, with the printers seemingly being kind of shady, I'd be really nervous buying $1,000 Metazoo cards right now. First reverse hollow. Because, I mean, when you think about it, if you think it's one thing, I mean, think about how bold it is to sell the physical product that the printer was sitting on that Metazoo knows they have. Like, Metazoo knew they had that product, that inventory, and they sold it right in the middle of the bankruptcy when they're not supposed to. So they sold stuff knew they had. Imagine, what kind of shady stuff they might be willing to do with the files that they have if they just want to print a sheet of sample cards that Metazoo doesn't know about, and then sell that under the table. I mean, it doesn't seem that far-fetched, right? Oh, nice. Catching Cryptids picked it up. Finally made a gamble and got my first Saints booster box. Here's to hoping it isn't a dud. Nice, bro. It seems like maybe the prices on native are coming down a little bit. I think they're more around $50 to $60 now. Maybe 60 is better, more accurate. It's kind of interesting watching the market, especially through Menace's recaps, because I feel like it's very coincides directly with whether or not there's news on Zoo. Like I feel like when this bankruptcy thing first started and there was all this news, making all these videos and everybody's talking about this bankruptcy process, I feel like that's when the prices kind of started to tick up a little bit. But now that we're going on like a month of no updates, no real news, no information about the buyer, no information what the highest bid was, I think the secondary market has started to really cool off a little bit because there's been a lack of discourse in general about anything Metazoo. It's kind of interesting. That's a really good way of putting it, Tyler. Bad publicity is good publicity at this point. I think Metazoo was in some bad place when they went out of business that by the time they filed for bankruptcy, it was just like any news was better than what the previous state of Metazoo was. Like anything was a step up, which was like, what, 4 months of silence when the letter was posted to when the bankruptcy filed. What's up, Metazoo crew? Of course, now we're on a reverse hollow streak. Blue Phase Plus says I recently got a native box and I paid $92. Metazoo closing was just a publicity stunt at the beginning. Definitely doesn't seem impossible. I like to think companies have morals, but it is China and they were burned. I bet something is bubbling. Yo, what's good? What's up, Team Rocket Rob? Good to see you, bro. Did you see they raised the prices on the milligram Delta drinks? I did not. What did they raise the price to? They were already so damn expensive. I can't believe they had to raise the prices. I have a very similar feeling. Lordy Cardboard. They have a grudge and want to make up the money they lost. $50 for 12. Jeez. Potion dollar. Full hollow. I'm glad I inspired some people to buy those Delta drinks. Racy says I have a browser tab open because I was going to buy one of those Delta drinks when I got paid. Nice. Have you tried them yet, Kane? Nick, how do you think they will counter box scanning? Can they put magnets in the new boxes or something? It's certainly a very interesting dilemma. I mean, I don't know how big a problem it's going to be, but it seems like it's going to be something that, at least in these early stages, is going to be hard to combat. I'm sure maybe with time, they'll be able to develop some kind of anti-scanning technology that they put in the boxes, but I think it's probably going to be a few years before we see some anti-scanning technology built into every, whatever. Nice. I'm glad you liked them, man. Prism Beam. Always been one of my favorite cards in Nightfall. Just something about that rainbow paint scheme, rainbow color scheme in that is just cool. Makes it hard to trust ripping old shield product, yeah, for sure. Hello, Nick. How often do you play Metazoo? Never played, just collect. really like this nameless token. There's a different version of it in the Wilderness eBay boxes that comes in full hollow. But this is a pretty cool looking card. So what have you guys in the chat, if you guys have been picking up anything Metazoo, what have you been buying? Because honestly, myself, with this absence of any news, I've just kind of put a pause on buying anything Metazoo, and I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens, because I think if it does sell, a lot of that product is going to be liquidated, and I think all those booster box prices are going to go down. And I gotta say what product that I know they have in the inventory, but it'll be interesting to see what happens when it sells, because I think a lot of that product is going to hit the market right away. Tyler says, just needs a Walking Sam board to complete my Walking Sam collection. Nice, nice. Buying super cheap singles graded and raw, no boxes right now. Metazoo Menace says, I picked up a sample Bigfoot tonight. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. And a Steve Aoki Black Refractor 1 out of 5 recently. I bet you got that pretty cheap, huh? Jake picked up a Playtester Lady Luck. Okay. Otherwise, not much else. Still a few things I want, but it's just a waiting game for me. I kind of just browsed through. I mean, from watching Menace's videos, he showed some good sellers that, like, kind of week after week, some good stuff. So I followed a lot of those sellers, and I'll kind of browse through their page and see what kind of auctions they got going on. And I still see slabs going for really cheap. And, you know, maybe if I pick up anything, it would probably be PSAs of like some promo card or like something relatively rare or cool looking. If it's going for like $15, like the cost of grading, if I picked up anything, it would probably be stuff like that, where they're selling PSA 10s of like a decent card, where I wouldn't have to pay to grade it, and then you'd get the guaranteed 10 by just buying it. See, stuff like that, Brian, that's a good deal. I mean, I think even if all that product that's in the inventory as part of the sale hits the secondary market, $15 for a Wilderness booster box is a pretty damn good price. And if you really just enjoy ripping, that's what, less than 50 cents a pack, maybe closer to 30 cents a pack. I mean, if you just ripping packs, $15 for a booster box is hard to beat, especially with that kind of baked in multiple secret rare chase. Even though those tickets, golden ticket, silver, and bronze, are kind of meaningless now, having those and the Green Man and Wilderness, and, you know, Prism Aura is still a cool card. I think $15 just to rip packs and have those kind of secret rare chases back of your head while you're opening it is, I think that's well worth it. You like this one, Jake? The water to wine? This would be nice to see in a full hollow. Blue Phase Plus spent like $800 last month. Bought one first edition box and a second edition, a native box, a Nightfall box, native box, Hello Kitty, Seance box, UFO box. Nice, nice. Pulled a Mothman on your first second edition box. You know, I was thinking about buying some more first edition boxes, to be honest, and the price has gone up a bit. They're going for more like $150 box, where a few months ago. See, that's what's interesting about this dead Metazoo market. It's like ever since it died, these prices are fluctuating so weird. I mean, just 2 or 3 months ago, first edition boxes were going for like $80. I remember for my birthday in May, what did I buy? 10, 12 first edition boxes at 80 a pop? Now they've already doubled. So I've kind of waited on first edition to see if it goes back down, because it seems like kind of a volatile market right now. And then same thing with native is like, native is one of the sets that I enjoy opening the most, and I really want to buy more native boxes, but I just can't justify like 60, 70, $80 a box when I feel like there's a good possibility I could get dropped down significantly. And potentially in the very near future, I mean, if this window of time, like it on that letter, October 24th is the deadline to file your claim. I mean, for all we know, October 24th, they have the final number of claimed money that's owed. And then once they have that number, they can just choose, yes, no, we'll go through with the sale to the highest bidder. And then maybe, a week later, Metazoo could be under new ownership and they can do whatever they want with that inventory as early as, November. Did you see the auction on my video? Oh, I did see that. Yeah, where they had the flat rate UPS box just filled to the top with Metazoo hollows. I have a feeling though, bro. I mean, if you open UFO, especially, you can just get so many junk hollows and fill up a box. And you mentioned in that video that the hollows were sleeved, and you got to think the sleeve probably doubles the weight of the cards. It's nice that they're sleeved; it keeps them in good shape. But a box of sleeved cards, the sleeves are probably half that weight, right? So if it's 14 pounds, maybe 7 of that. So I feel like that kind of takes away. If it was just a box full of just straight bulk raw hollows, 14 pounds would probably be a shitload. Got a box of Nightfall. Ooh, nice price, bro. $33. It's so weird how 3 or 4 years is like the entire existence of Metazoo. And it's so weird, like looking back, how things have changed and are almost nostalgic in just such a short window of time. I mean, looking back at the first Nightfall box that I bought before the release of Nightfall for $500, and now we're talking about $33. Like, oh, that's a fair price. We're not saying it's a steal. It's like, oh, that's fair. Ty says he knows who sold the box of hollows. Lyle said vintage Metazoo is considered 4 years. Full hollow Bell Witch. I was talking to my buddy Chris the other day about his Metazoo collection. He's been selling some of his singles on eBay. And I was asking him, because he needed some money, and I was asking him, like, what do you have that maybe I would be interested in? And he said he's got like 50 or 60 full hollow second edition man. And I was asking him what he wanted for him. And he said, what did he say? $300 for 50 second edition Mothman. And I was like, it's kind of crazy to think that 50 full hollow Mothman, whether they're second edition or not, wouldn't even be worth $300, which would be, $6 a pop, because at that point you're losing money just grading them. And I said, honestly, even if I bought them for $100, $2 a pop, I'd probably still, because they're not going to all get a PSA 10. I've seen some PSA 10 second edition Mothman go for like maybe 16 or 17, like just over the cost of grading. And probably a good chunk of those are going to end up being 9s. It's like, even if I bought 50 full hollow Mothman for $100, it's not really even worth my time. Added Color apparently just put a claim in for $12,000 for the songs. I feel like they didn't pay anyone. Everyone and their uncle is owed. Where the hell did all the millions go? It's a good question, Jake, and it's still something we don't know the answer to. What's up, Billy Bones? Hey, Chris is calling right now. Let's see what he wants. Yo, I'm on stream. What do you want? He was definitely naked. Probably drunk. If first edition keeps going up, it'll become like Evolutions. You'd have to pull several Mothman or Charizards just to break even. It's a 90% loss. I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to keep going up. It's a weird... Oh, nice. Headless Horseman. I think it's crazy that it's like doubled in value in just a couple months, but I think it's going to head back down. I think it's... I don't know. I really don't know the reason why it's gone up so much. We know Mike and Andy both got $100,000 plus cars right before they closed. Wish we could get CoffeeZilla video about Metazoo, says Tyler. Yeah, that would be an interesting one. I really don't know. I mean, even with somebody as experienced as CoffeeZilla that does like these deep dives, I really don't know how possible it would really be for somebody like that that's like an independent investigator to really figure out how they spent their money. I mean, I don't know how he would be able to get access to like that much of a paper trail. I mean, I think it'd be pretty easy to figure out how much they paid themselves based on their ownership percentage and, you know, how much made per year as a company. But I really don't know how you figure out what they spent their money on specifically. You're right about how it's only been years and there's nostalgia. Does anyone here besides Nick remember that grading a PSA? Yeah, dude, that is crazy to think about. Just 2021, PSA shut down and it was $150 a card to submit. And I was still submitting stuff. I was submitting Evolutions at $150 a card, like reverse Charizards and shit. Well, yeah, it's all digital, but how would somebody be able to get access to like their credit card statements or, I mean, I don't think any of that will be public as part of this bankruptcy. Rudy said he would talk to somebody if they were making a documentary. Is there really anything as hammy as Logan Paul for CoffeeZilla to do a video on Metazoo? I don't think so. Anyone play MTG less than a year ago about a case of Infinity? I don't know anything about Magic. Reverse Wendigo. Speaking of documentaries, there's a documentary film crew coming to my house later this month to film for it's a bodybuilding documentary. It's going to be really big. I can't say what it's about, but it's going to be big, and I think there's a chance that it's Netflix. So that's going to be really cool. But it hasn't been announced yet, like, so no one is supposed to know what it's about, but it's going to be cool. And it's like super legit too, because they were like, I was asking them like, how's it gonna work? And they were like, oh, well, like we have a budget for this. This is like a legit documentary. Because I was like, am I gonna have to come to you or like, what's the deal? And they're like, oh, we've got a budget, legit documentary. We'll come to you. We'll get an Airbnb by your house. We can either film at the Airbnb or we can like film in your office or whatever you want. We'll come to you can pick and choose however we do it, where we film it, you know, whatever. It seems super cool and like super legit. It's not Phil. I'll say that. Lightning split. But it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like some rinky-dink, like, independent documentary that's going to be like a YouTube thing. It's like a legit, like, production value. They've got a big budget. It's pretty cool. Talking to him was getting me. It was pretty exciting. I think it's an honor to be even included. Momo Full Hollow. Flood the Earth. Wasn't there a time where this was like a $25 card? Thanks, Tyler. It's good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Even a God Pack would be sweet to see live. I've pulled a couple God Packs live. I think the very first time I opened Nightfall on stream, like back when it first came out, I bought a case and I opened the whole case, maybe even more than a case on one stream. And during that stream, we pulled a God Pack that stream. And I think the next stream we pulled one too. And then, like I said, there's really, really big news coming with LaCal, and I wish I could tell you more about it, and hopefully soon I will be able to, but really, really cool, big stuff going down with them. Not related to me, just related to the company. I think that'll be really exciting. So I think there's a chance that in the near future, these will be considered like very, very early stage LaCal sample cards, very niche, very small print run, even though the quality wasn't the best on this run. Even though the quality wasn't the best on this run, I think these are going to be really collectible if LaCal blows up in the next year or so, because this was like a really small niche thing. But it's going to be some exciting news. And they couldn't be run by a nicer guy. Tuffy, the guy that runs it, the nicest dude ever. And like when I got hooked up with them initially, it was still like this is like the very, very early stages of the company. So having this promo card, really cool to give away to you guys. It was like this was the very early stages of the company, and I think there's a ton of potential for growth, especially with some of the stuff that might be happening, and I think it's going to be cool. Nick, read your text. Okay, let me check. Oh, it's called a Floby. By the way, Logan Paul is Chris. He said, what's that thing you use to cut your hair? Floby. I cut my hair with a Floby. Creek Clay Cave, my guy. I've been waiting in such eager anticipation to see how this sculpture you're working on turns out, bro. Boil over, full hollow. Nice, nice. What's up, Mothhawk? I've seen that you started uploading videos recently too. Your recent video was a Topps Chrome opening, right? I want to make sure that I promote everyone else that's a creator in the chat. So Jake G, great creator. I love his Metazoo rants. He uploaded a video today at the Rudy situation. Metazoo Menace does great eBay sales of the week recaps. He uploaded a video, I believe it was today. It might have been last night. And then Mock is back at it with the openings. Recently did a Topps Chrome open. So check all those guys out, man. Logan Paul says, I create videos of Mike licking cocos off my wing. I don't know what that means, brother. From the earth, I always like this card a lot. This card here, I want to pull some more of these in a full hollow. This card in a full hollow, I think, is so underrated. This is a beautiful card in a full hollow, and I still haven't PSA 10 yet, and I want to add one to my collection. This card, I think, is just super underrated. And like I've been saying, man, yeah, back at it, nothing funner than the zoo. Like I've been saying, if you just packs, there's never been a better time if you have a little bit extra money to get booster boxes and just rip packs for very, very cheap. You just enjoy opening. There's never been a better time to just open. Don't worry about secondary market value on what you're going to pull. Just, you know, like a scratch-off ticket. You buy a couple boxes of Wilderness, you might hit a secret rare. And you buy a couple boxes of Nightfall, you know, 30, 35 bucks a box. You might hit an old scratch, which Metazoo Menace will have to correct me on this, but I saw in his video, there was a PSA 10 old scratch that sold recently, I want to say, for over $4,000, which is fucking insane. How cool is that? That even though Metazoo's dead, they're in bankruptcy, these are, you know, $30, $35 boxes. Still got a chance at pulling a damn near $5,000 card. So, I mean, it's still fun if you want to buy some Nightfall. And the cool thing about Nightfall is it was before they started going crazy with the print runs. Nightfall's print run, was it 25,000 or 50,000? It was before they started doing 100,000. So the print run is lower than Wilderness. The secret rare chase is huge. You can buy a box for 30 bucks and get a $5,000 card. 50,000, okay. I mean, honestly, I could see a lot of the people that had money, like some of the whales. If you're going to buy anything, this down market, Old Scratch is like, I think, one of the best looking secret rares. And it seems to be one of the most elusive sense that nobody's ever pulled it on stream. It's like, it's really hard to get. It's hard to get in a PSA 10. If you've got money and you were a former Metazoo collector, that's probably one of the cards you're looking at. Like, well, yeah, I agree that red ink is a good pickup too, but red ink is going for a lot lower than that, right? So I'm sure the people that had big money in Metazoo, they probably put up a red ink a while ago for like $1,000. Shout out to 75 people in here watching this stream. And then right back down to 61. Non-hollow Mothman. Nah, they're expensive, bro. So Chris, if you want to buy one, I bought mine off of Amazon, and they're like, I want to say 30% more expensive on Amazon. If you just go to the Flowbee website and buy it directly from them, it's way, way cheaper than what you see on Amazon. And I'm telling you, bro, it works really fucking good. The Flowbee, if you have money going to get your hair cut, invest in a Flowbee. It works surprisingly. Like, I highly, highly recommend it. Especially if you have longer hair, like if you wear your hair longer and you don't want like a really short specific cut, it can cut it short. But if you're just wanting to trim up longer hair, it's like perfect for that. I pulled an old scratch in my first Nightfall box. Damn, that's a hell of a first box. Nick, are you going to be at Mothman Fest? If so, Saturday or Sunday? We're planning on it, yeah. So Chris is supposed to be coming to visit that weekend. So actually, so here's what's going on. That weekend, Chris is coming to visit. We did end up getting an Airbnb in West Virginia, so we'll probably just go one day. I would assume we're just going to go Saturday. And so the film crew is coming on Monday, and Chris will be here till Tuesday if he comes. But yeah, we're planning on it, and I would think it will be Saturday that I'll be there because we're not spending the night. So probably not Friday, probably just Saturday during the day. Because we're just going to drive there. I waited a little bit too long this year to book the Airbnb. We couldn't find one that was closer than an hour. Drive from my house, it's like just under 2 hours to get to Mothman Festival. So it was kind of pointless to get an Airbnb that's over an hour away. So I was like, fuck it, we'll just drive. But yeah, I am planning on it, and I would say Saturday. Another just beautiful card. Underrated. Stained glass token. This has been an interesting box. We've had a pretty good ratio full hollows, but no Mothman and no Wendigo. Yeah, I'll show you. I've got a nameless token from those wilderness boxes that I'm gonna send to PSA. I've got it over here somewhere. Let's see. Where is that nameless token? There's a guardian angel. I mean, this is such a sick card, and I believe on Metazoo Menace's video, he had one of these on that video that sold for $35 in a PSA 10, if my memory serves me correctly. And similar to Metazoo Menace, I'm a big sucker for awful. So I've got a couple eBay stamped awfuls that I'm going to send in. And the LaCal Mike Griftwell, I'm going to be sending that in. And I actually found this is kind of crazy. I totally forgot that I got one of these. And I was cleaning out my car. I've had a ton of car issues this week. And I was cleaning out my car before I had it towed to the dealership. And I found this in my car, still in the, like, I must have got it out of my mailbox, the envelope. It's like throwing it on the floor. So I found this in my car. I got to send this in. I don't remember what event this was that they gave this out, the Sam Sinclair and Loveland Frogman, but I just found it laying on the floor of my car, still in the envelope. I've had like an unbelievably unlucky past 2 weeks. Like it's just been, it's been horrible. So about a week and a half ago, my air conditioning went out on the day that it was 97 degrees, and it was out for 3 days. And all 3 of those days, it was like in these. The guy came out to fix it. He couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. He just basically unplugged it and plugged it back in, and then it miraculously started working again. But so I was sweating my ass off for 3 days and couldn't sleep. And then like 2 days after that, I went to pick up Josh, and Josh was like, do you smell gasoline? And I was like, yeah, I smell gasoline. So we got back to my house, look under my car, my Bronco, it's like brand new, and it's just pouring gas from the fuel line. So I had to have that, and it took them a week to fix it. So I didn't have my car for a week. And so during that week, my water, I don't know if you guys know what a cistern is, but I don't have like, I live out in the woods. So I don't have like I don't have a water bill. I don't have like city. I basically have this big tank, like the size of a swimming pool. It's up with rainwater. And then I have like a filtration system in my house that runs the showers and the sinks and all that. And so my cistern, which is the inside part of it, is in my laundry room. Every time I would, turn on a sink or flush a toilet, it was just pouring out water. And this was while I didn't have my car. So I had to get that fixed. And luckily my dad was smart enough to figure out how to fix it. So that sucked. And then I got my car back on Friday. And on Friday, when I got my car back, I went to a bachelor party this weekend. I'm talking so much. I'm sorry if this is boring. But I went to a bachelor party this weekend. It was fine. It seemed like it was fixed. Drove 30 to the bachelor party. Stayed there all weekend with my sister's fiance and his friends. Drove back on Sunday. And when I get home on Sunday, my dad's over. And my dad was like, can you run to Lowe's for me and get a part for your hose so I can spray off whatever he was spraying off? And I go to start my car, and it doesn't start. Smell gasoline. And sure enough, whatever they did to when they put the new fuel hose in, the new fuel line, they didn't connect it right. And that bitch just popped right out. And now it wasn't just leaking gasoline. It was like blasting gasoline all over my driveway. So I had to have it towed again. So now I don't have a car. It's going to take them another week to fix it. And it's just been like the worst, unluckiest week of my life. But the only good part is they're fixing it for free because it was their mistake. And the tow was free. But still, I have a car for another week because whatever they did it wrong. And the lucky part is it didn't come loose when I was driving and just start blasting gas all over the road. And I would have been screwed if I ran out of gas on the highway or something. Ooh, nice, Grim Reaper. But the bachelor party was fun. Yes, awful. I remember during your live stream 2 years ago, I was bragging in the chat that I bought it off of $45. Graded PSA 10, still have it. Man, it's lucky to sell a PSA 10 awful for what, $20 now? Nick, what is your dream car? I've been wanting to buy the C8 Corvette for years now. And I've just been waiting for the price to come down because like when it first came out, they were so scarce because during COVID, I guess like supply chain issues and the factory being shut down, they were going for like $100,000, like the base model. And I've been waiting for the price to come down on the C8. And what are we waiting for to come out? The Z06 or the ZR1? And now I think it's the ZR1 is about to come out. Awesome. Everybody's getting their slaps. I'm glad you got it, DJ. Pokebarn just got theirs too. Awesome, brother. I'm glad you got it. Any new PSA graded returns? I have another PSA submission that has a bunch of other verse cards in it. that's been in the assembly phase. So it's like right before being completed. It's been in the assembly phase for like a few weeks now. So that should be coming back soon, and it's got some other verse cards in there. And it's also got the other indie TCGs that we opened. There's a bunch of Alestrals in there. What else did we open? I don't even remember. I know, dude. I was super disappointed in my first submission that had other verse in it. I had two Anubis cards, which is one of my favorite characters, my favorite Egyptian god, and they both got 9s. Honestly, bro, PB Magnet says Bronco delayed my order for months, so I canceled. They kept sending me limited Bronco memorabilia that I ended up selling for a good amount on eBay. I was really excited about the Bronco. They looked really good. I was really excited to buy one. And honestly, for as much as I paid, I really kind of wish the Corvette instead. I needed something more practical because I live out in the woods, so I needed something that could get up and down my driveway. I've got a really steep incline gravway, which is a huge pain in the ass when it's snowing, and in the winter it's really hard to get up and down in a car like a Corvette. Practical, something big, something with all-wheel drive. So I went with the Bronco, but I think I paid $68,000 for the Bronco, and I think it's a little bit overrated, and I think it's overpriced. The interior isn't that nice. There's nothing like super special about it. The outside looks good. I mean, it's a cool looking car, but I think they're kind of overrated. And realistically, at that time, I could have probably got a base model of the C8 Corvette for less than $68,000. You probably made a good choice. I was debating when I bought the Bronco at the time. I was debating on either a Jeep Gladiator or the Bronco, and the Gladiator probably would have been $20,000 cheaper. What's up, Pee Wee? But I will say, all my life, I'm so used to driving, like pretty much my entire adult life. I had the C3 Corvette, and then I had the 2016 Corvette. So my whole life, I've been driving these really small, low to the ground cars, and I've never had a truck or anything like that. I will say, the Bronco just makes me feel so much safer on the highway. Like I just feel so much more comfortable in it, in like a small, low to the ground, fast car. I just feel 1,000 times more safe in like a big car, a big SUV like that. So that was a change that I liked. What's up, Deep Pierce? I do really like the Forerunners. The Forerunners are nice. Bird. But yeah, as far as my dream car, just eventually getting a C8 Corvette. I've never really had any ambitions of anything exotic. Not really a Lamborghini guy or anything like that. Just C8 Corvette looks really cool. I'd like to get one of those eventually. And then actually today I was going to they were supposed to provide me with a rental car, the dealership where I'm having my Bronco fixed at. Since it's going to take a week to get it fixed, they were going to provide me with a rental car, and they said they could give me one of the new electric Mustangs. I think it's the Mach. It's called a Mach E, and I was really excited for that. But then they told me, yeah, you've got to come in to the dealership and like show your license, proof of insurance. We can't like drop it off for you. And I was like, well, I don't have a fucking car to get to the dealership to show you my license. It's like, what am I, like, pay for an Uber there? I was like, why can't you just come to my house and drop it off and I'll show you my ID here? Like it, and I know that sounds kind of greedy, but it was their mistake. They're the ones that didn't fix it. Should be paying for my rental car. I was kind of excited for that because I've never driven any type of electric vehicle, and I always thought those new Mustangs look kind of funky, and I thought it'd be cool to drive that for a week and just kind of get a feel for something different. But yeah, I feel you, bro. Jake says, I've always been, as long as it gets me from point A to point B, it really doesn't hog gas. That's all I really need. I don't understand people dreaming over Lambos and shit. I've definitely become more of that mindset, especially post COVID. Like when COVID happened and I really started staying home, just like really got used to not leaving the house because I work from home. And really, I would really go to the gym or, whatever I did back then. So I built a home. I work from home. I don't really leave my house too often. So now I don't really care like what my car looks like. I just like something that is comfortable and I feel good in. And that's kind of why I like the Bronco. I feel comfortable and safe in it. And that's all I really need. And I can fit a lot of shit in there. I can go to Lowe's and buy, 30 bags of mulch and throw it in the back, throw a bunch of, 2x4s or whatever in the back, versus having like a sports car where you can barely fit a bag of groceries in there. Tell your serialized Shane Gillis. I have it listed on eBay. I think it actually ends today, so either today or tomorrow. But yeah, I did put it up. It graded PSA 7, so I was kind of disappointed by that and just listed it. Those cards are actually performed pretty well. I sold a PSA 10 of the Shane Gillis, just regular, like a regular card, not serialized, not a refractor, nothing special. It sold for over $1. I mean, I think a lot of people didn't know that came out and that it was lit. And Shane Gillis is huge right now, and a lot of people want it. I've seen surprisingly a lot of Cybertrucks in person on the road. They're not really as rare or as uncommon as they were. I see a lot of them actually, and they are cool. I mean, they're unique. It's like, I mean, they stand out. If you want to stand out and look unique, I mean, I guess it's hard for you, but I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a hater though. Like, I know a lot of people think they're ugly and just totally hate them. I wouldn't say that I hate it. I do think it looks cool. It's not really like my exact cup of tea, but I do think it looks cool. It's different. It's unique. I mean, it's certainly a head turner. I mean, when I see one, I mean, I'm turning my head. I'm looking at it. It's not something you see every day. It's cool. It's a cool looking truck. I definitely think they're overpriced. I don't know. I don't know. They're cool though. I think they're cool. But personally, I have no inkling to get one. I mean, you can't get one for less than 100 grand, right? Like they're pretty up there. And if you're gonna spend 100 grand at that point, I'd rather try to buy like a Lamborghini or something than have a Cybertruck if you're spending that much money. Honestly, Deep Pierce, I'm not sure because I've never seen one pulled on a stream or on a video. I don't know exactly what spot the old scratch would be in because I've never actually seen one pulled. You know, I'm actually really curious. I want to look this up right now, if you guys will bear with me. I'm really curious how many old scratches have actually been pulled because of, I mean, the fact that none of them have been on video, it's got to be a pretty low number. So if we look at the PSA population report, I would assume most people that pulled an old scratch and know what it is would have graded it probably with PSA. So we could probably get some kind of idea of how many have been pulled, or at least how many have been graded. I would assume most people that pulled one knew what it was and graded it probably with PSA. So let's see. That should probably give us at least a rough idea of how many are out there. The fact that it's never been pulled on video is kind of crazy. PSA. Services. No. Pop report. Okay. Just a second. Would old scratch be at the very bottom? Okay. So pretty low. I mean, I guess we're assuming. I mean, what's the that we're assuming? There's 100 total that exist. There have only been 19 total graded at PSA. Only 4 of them got a PSA 10. 11 of them got a PSA 9, and 3 of them got a PSA 8. And it looks like one of them actually got a PSA 4. And it looked like there were 2, I guess, autographed ones. If you look at this, I'm not sure what this 2 is here, but it says 19 and then 2. Oh, 2.5 grades. Okay. Gotcha. Does anybody know why is it so difficult to get a .5 grade with PSA? I've literally graded thousands and thousands of cards with PSA. I've never gotten a .5 on anything that I've ever seen, ever. So let's be generous and say I would say most people old scratch would probably have graded it with PSA. I think that's probably a safe assumption. So if it's 19, let's assume 25%. Let's say there's 100 total, and let's say 25 have been pulled. So 25%. I would assume the majority of the old scratches are still out there then. It is a margaritas day, brother. I had a shitty week. Why do you say that? How'd you know? Am I starting to slur a little bit? And I spent a fucking fortune this weekend at the bachelor party. I don't know if you guys have ever been in that situation where you're in somebody's wedding, like you're in their groomsmen party, their bridal party, I guess you'd call it, and you don't know like that person's other friends. So in this situation, my sister's getting married. It's her fiance and all his friends, and there were 6 of them. So I just obviously got shit faced, and I paid like I was trying to impress them and like make friends and make them like me. I paid for everybody's drinks, everybody's dinner, the whole weekend, and I ended up spending a fucking fortune on these guys. So I hope they did like me because I was trying to impress them when I was drunk. I have 30 boxes. Should I rip 30 boxes of what? Nightfall? All these people saying they pulled old scratches, but none on videos. This is some kind of conspiracy. And also, I mean, I don't know. There's not really rules for a bachelor party, but I thought, when my friends get married, when I'm in their weddings, if I'm their best man, I felt like the expectation you're the best man for the bachelor party is to make sure the groom doesn't have to pay for anything, right? Like if you're the best man, you're supposed to handle the bachelor party and like pay for like make sure the groom doesn't have anything to worry about. And like when we started on Friday night, I noticed that nobody was really offering to pay for the groom his drinks or his food or whatever. Like no one was offering, and I wasn't the best, but I was like, I feel like like we should be paying for his stuff, and no one really offered, so I just offered to for all of it. And I felt weird too because I was like, I was gonna offer only pay for him, like the groom, like pay for all his drinks and for all his food or whatever. But then I didn't want to make anybody feel weird because I wasn't the best man. The best man was supposed to step up. I didn't want to make him feel weird and like me be the one that paid for the groom. So I was like, rather than singling someone out and saying I'm gonna pay for Jim, I was like, I'll just take care of everything. But it was fun. I mean, we went to the Renaissance Festival, dressed up. That was fun. And we got shit faced all weekend. And I was trying to make it. I don't know how many of you guys have been in these in bachelor parties or in the wedding party, but I feel like it's very awkward, especially in a situation where like my sister met her fiance in college, so I never knew him. I mean, I know him now through like family gatherings when we see each other and stuff, but I never knew him. I never knew any of his friends, his brothers that were there. Like it's weird to like just be spending a weekend with a bunch of dudes that you never met before, but then they're like all close friends and they all know each other outside of you. So I was trying to make it as least awkward as possible by being as cool as I could. No dragon pendants, but I did buy a really fucking cool Conan the Barbarian sword at the Renaissance Festival. And I was really stoked on that because obviously I'm a big Arnold fan. Yeah, I mean, for now, I'm keeping it. I've still got. I mean, eventually, I'll probably sell it. I haven't driven it in shit. I mean, a couple years. It honestly, bro, it wasn't that busy. Are you from around here? How did you know it was opening weekend? Honestly, it wasn't that busy. It was really hot, and that was the one thing that sucked. Is like he told us, he's like, you got to dress up. It's mandatory. You got to like dress to the nines and like wear the medieval stuff. So we all had on like these cloaks and like this super hot, and it was humid as fuck. It was hot as fuck. We were there for 7 hours, and by the end of it, all like trying to survive and like chugging water by the end of it. But honestly, it wasn't that busy, and I think it was because it was so hot. Yeah, Cincinnati native, grew up 15 minutes from the Ren Fair. Okay, so you'll know what I'm talking about. So I live in Coleraine, and we stayed at the Yacht Hotel that's built into the Liberty Center. So we all got a bunch of hotel rooms on the same floor at the Liberty Center, and we just stayed there all weekend. And then he actually got a limo to take us to the Renaissance Festival from there. I actually didn't get a turkey leg. They do have the giant turkey legs, but I ended up getting like some kind of chicken wrap or something. I was just focused on not passing out because I felt like I was gonna have a heat stroke. So I was like, "Some actual food in me." What's up, escaped alien? Long time no see, brother. Metazoo Josh says I really like Green Man myself. And on top of the heat, I was super hungover from the night before because we got in there Friday night and we got pretty fucked up on Friday. So I was dehydrated, and we went to the Renaissance Festival all dressed up and sweating our asses off. I felt like I was gonna die. LaCal TCG, what's up, brother? I just showed off the fresh batch of raw promos earlier. I was telling the chat earlier, very, very vaguely, that I'm very excited for the future of LaCal and that there's big things coming, but we can't say what. So I said, cherish these promos very early on. But I think LaCal is going to do big things in the near future. Permafrost. And actually, as soon as this stream is over, I'm going to start working on my bit submission and add some of these to that submission. And then I'm going to work on my PSA submission too and just throw a couple in and see what happens. I know, man. I can't wait either. So if you were ever tempted to pick up some LaCal, now is the time. Still very early on. Get in while they're young. Or if you don't want to buy any, all you got to do is tune into a stream, and every stream will be giving away one of these LaCal promo cards, whether it's graded or raw. You can get one for free on a stream. DJ Longhair was just in here. Pokebarn got theirs. Did anybody else in this stream win one? But yeah, every stream we'll be giving one away. And Reishi, eventually, when we actually meet up, I've got yours waiting for you. It's in my car at the dealership right now, but Cryptid Keeper wants to know if there are any more gold NES cartridges for sale. It's a question for LaCal. We have to get the graders to recognize Nick's signature too. I was thinking about that too because some of the that I gave away, people were asking me to sign them. I don't know what the process is. If I signed a raw card for you and you want to get it authenticated with PSA, I don't know. I don't know what the process is as far as if they reach out to me when you send one in, or if I got to reach out to them and say, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I would assume it can't be too difficult to do if all the Metazoo can be authenticated through PSA and then Mike Waddell and Steve Aoki. I'm assuming the process really isn't that difficult. And I think even Argos, didn't Argos say when he had that Terra card that had the stamp, he signed some? Didn't he say you could get his signature authenticated? Like PSA would authenticate like an Argos signed card? But first, we're going to say to even accept LaCal, which I'm going to work on with this next submission. But as far as Beckett and CGC, I don't know what the process is. And I mean, my signature is pretty simple too. I just write NSP. I always write it in blue, and I put a little dumbbell underneath it. I draw a little dumbbell and write right above it. All right, you know what, ranks? Since I don't really have a method of how I give these out, if you live in the USA, you just won a promo card. Because I have learned if you don't live in the USA, it's very expensive to ship them. If you're based in the US, you just got a promo card. All right. I don't really have a system for how I give these away. I just want to make sure every stream, at least one given away. But you got to make sure you message me on however you message me. Instagram is probably best. You can email me, whatever. I need your address because there have been some people that have won that never got me their address. I don't know how to get them their card, but I need your address, and I will get you this. Yes, I will sign it. Let's see. There we go. Just make sure you send me your address. The name was Raw Pranks. What's your, just let me know, however you're going to message me, what's your Instagram handle, whatever that name, what name should I be looking for? Gamer Zoo Complex. All right. Oh, Zoom. You know what? I want Keeper to have one too. Because Keeper is like such a big Metazoo collector. I want him to have one of these cards. Or shoot me a message. I'm gonna send you one too. Yes, people ain't prepared for the next Nick card. I'm gonna have to be a good way to give those out because the upcoming cards are going to be sick. They're gonna have the Metazoo hollow pattern. They're going to be serialized. At that point, they'll be gradable with PSA 2. Right now, CGC and DSG will get them, and I'm gonna figure out Beckett tonight. I'm gonna get that submission put together, and I think they will grade them, and then hopefully PSA by that point. But they're gonna be the upcoming ones. They're gonna be higher quality than these. They're gonna be serialized. They're going to be stamped as pre-release cards for the upcoming Nick Strength and Power set that we're doing, and they're gonna be high quality. They're gonna be good. Let me get an envelope for you, Keeper. And I know your Instagram, so I'll look out for your message too. When can we see them? Hopefully soon. I don't know how many days have passed, but we're getting pretty close to the 25 days that they told us with the turnaround time for them to, they'll ship them after 25 days. So I think LaCal, you said we should have the finished product here soon, right? Oh yeah, and the uncut sheets were part of that order, right? There's going to be uncut sheets too, and we're going to figure out a way to do that. I want to do a charity uncut sheet, and I want to do a big giveaway of another uncut sheet, but I haven't decided what I want to do yet. Keeper, you live in Canada? That's fine. No, I'm not wasted. I haven't even finished one drink. But I just got these fresh batch. This is what's left, right, LaCal? This is what's left of the raw promos from the first batch. So since I just got these, I've got plenty to give away. So I want to make sure some people get some on this stream. And actually, Keeper, if you do live in Canada, just to make it worth my shipping, I'm gonna throw in a. I'm gonna add a slab to that package. So you get two. Just because I appreciate you. Do you guys know, I've seen people do auctions on eBay where they have it as a charity. Can you set an auction on eBay to do 100% automatically just goes to a charity? Like I don't get any of the money, they just automatically donate the thing. Is that like an option, or is it just you can just do a percentage? And I don't know if Greg is in here, one of our mods. But Greg, you've got a package coming to you too. It's a surprise package. I don't know if you're here or not, but you got something coming your way. Also up in Canada. Oh, nice, bro. You're on Fanatics via Latent Gaming. Sick. If you live in Africa, it's a whole Kaiba suitcase of slabs. Bro, it's so crazy how much eBay consolidates. Like as much shit as we can talk about eBay fees and all that, the eBay International Shipping Hub saves sellers so much money. It's crazy how they consolidate those fees for the seller because I shipped out, there's a girl that I'm talking to right now, and I shipped her some shirts, like some Nick Strength and Power shirts that she wanted, and she lives in England, and I did it through the USPS website, and it cost, I think it was $120 to ship I think it was like a 5 pound box England. Like it's fucking crazy. Oh, no way, bro. You're gonna be at the Mothman Festival? Oh, okay, awesome. I'll set this aside. Awesome, bro. No way. Cool. Niggas flirt with the girl in Africa right now. But I just couldn't believe, like, with eBay, if someone buys something from, if they live in England or whatever, it's like $4 for me. I'm sure they still have to pay whatever the shipping fee is. But it's like $4 for me to ship it to the eBay through the eBay International Shipping Hub. But on USPS, it was literally like $120 to ship a few shirts to England. It's crazy. All right, Deep Pierce, thanks for stopping by. Fellow Cincinnati native. I appreciate you, bro. Is anybody else in this chat going to Mothman Festival? Bell Witch. We're getting a lot of reverses here. Oh, that girl actually just texted me. No zoo, no fest. That's kind of what I'm worried about too. It's like one of the main reasons that we went last year and the year before was to get that promo card. Really, the most exciting part of both years was getting in line and talking to the other Metazoo fans that were in the Metazoo line, getting the promo card, and then last year specifically going to the Dark Tower event because they held a tower at the Mothman Festival. And so all the Metazoo people, there was like I guess it was like a church where they held that festival, but in that building right by the festival, it was just full of nothing but Metazoo fans. So it was cool to be able to walk around and talk to just a bunch of other Metazoo people. But the fact that, obviously Metazoo's not going to be there, there's not going to be a tower, there's not really going to be like one consolidated area where all the Metazoo people are going to be. So it's really going to be like, you might happen to run into somebody that's into Metazoo, which is maybe not going to be as fun as having one location where all the Metazoo people are. And last year, the promo cards were sick. I mean, the Dark Tower promos were sick. The Mothman Festival promo itself was sick. The Point Pleasant promo, which was like it was basically a drawing street, that main street that the festival is held on. I thought that was really cool. I mean, the promo cards last year were pretty sick. Yeah, I am too, bro. I really don't have much interest in Cryptid Camp. Oh, Keeper is actually having a booth. Card Crazy says, "Hey there, Nick. I just wanted to send you a picture of the old scratch I pulled a month ago. There is at least one here in Australia. I feel there are a couple doubters out there." What'd you send it? Did you send it to me already? Let me look. Oh, sick, bro. So the guy that I'm giving the promo card to, Raw Pranks, you're the same guy that I bought. That's awesome. I love that. So the guy that I gave the promo card to is the same guy that sold me all those first edition Cryptid Nation boxes for $80 a box. Oh, that's awesome, bro. Actually, you know what, bro? You're getting a slab too. Let me add a slab to this. You'll get your size slab. Since you gave me a great deal on all those boxes. That's awesome. Okay, cool. So I picked a good guy. I appreciate that you're still here, bro. Awesome. I love that. I was just looking through our chat history when you sent me your address. I was like, this is the same about those boxes from. See, that's kind of the sad thing about Metazoo dying is like the community was so cool. I mean, everyone is just so cool. I always liked this card with the little jack-o'-lanterns in it, the old book crying. I sent the picture to your Gmail. Okay, let me look. Here's what we got. A couple doubters. Bought a single box from a thrift shop. Interesting. I mean, what a dope card, man. Thanks for sending the picture, bro. Sick. Sample packs don't have dupes, but the Kickstarter Collecticon stamp does. Keeper says, I got my sample moth offer or off of Raw Pranks and other bangers. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He definitely hooked me up. I believe that was for my birthday game that I bought those boxes off him. He hooked me up. So I'm glad that I randomly I randomly decided to give you a promo. Cool. Potion Seller. Mike said way back then that a few of the stamped samples may have dupes. We're almost done with this box and still not a single Mothman. Indigo. I feel like on the last stream, we opened 1 or 2 boxes of Nightfall and I had like 4 or 5 Mothman from it. The other thing is super underrated from Nightfall is the Super Saiyan Hollow Bleed Mothman. I've only pulled 1 of them and I've opened up, I don't know how many boxes of Nightfall. I only pulled 1. I've never pulled one again. Like any of that yellow bleed. They're really hard to pull. I think they're really not worth a whole lot. DJ says it was funny. I was like, what package am I expecting from a... And then I saw your name. Okay, then it dawned on me. And DJ also, great guy. He sent me the Mothman cards from Magic the Gathering. So I'm glad that some of the people that have gotten the promo cards so far have been people that like I've either done business with or they sent me something. And like I said, that's what's so cool about the Metazoo community. It seems like, you know, a lot of people in this chat have either been here for years, they make great Metazoo content themselves, or done business, or we've traded cards, or we've sent, like, everyone is just kind of so closely, tightly knit. It's kind of cool. And it's kind of sad that Metazoo went the way that it did, because everyone in the community seems so, like, just super chill. Metazoo Josh, chill, bro. He says, make a pentagram out of your blood, put the box in the middle, and then you'll get the old scratch. No, I haven't talked to Mike. Yeah, I haven't talked to him at all. I think on that last stream when you guys had me text Mike and it was super late, I said, you up? He responded, and then I just totally forgot to respond to him. I think, what's up? He respond to that. But it was the next day, and then I was like, okay, the fun's over. But yeah, he did respond, but we didn't have a conversation, and I haven't talked to him since. Nope. It's only... Escaped Alien. I've been digging your box break games. What other games have you been getting into, Alien? DJ says, I'm like in your community, but don't do Metazoo. You're just cool. I'm not horny anymore. You gotta ask him what he's wearing. His red Metazoo hoodie, no doubt. I probably should have responded and said, "Oh, it was just a on the stream." Definitely not having a whole lot of luck out of the box. Anybody going to do Fabled Sagas? The Kickstarter gets... I've never even heard of that one. So, what's the deal with Nom Nom? I pledged to the Kickstarter. I thought they were supposed to ship like months ago. Like, when are we going to get our Nom Nom boxes? I feel like I haven't heard anything else about it. I haven't seen anybody like talking about it. And it's been like 4 or 5 months since I pledged to that Kickstarter. What's up, Robotos? You know, one thing, Tuffy, that I thought was so cool, when I added you on Facebook and I saw that first picture on your profile of you holding your daughter, or no, you had a son, right? Was it a son or daughter? But you holding your new child, you're wearing the Nick Strength and Power hat. I thought that was so cool. Potion seller. Son, that's right. He's definitely a cool dude. Great guy. But I just thought that was so cool. The first thing I saw when I added you was you in the hospital with your baby and you're wearing that hat. I was like, that's dope. I love that. I'll get him one, man. I get all my friends that have had babies. I get them all energy for the first however many months, whatever, because they size it by months. So I do like the born size, and I put a date on it. The printer for Nom Nom. I'm not sure about where their printer is located. I think Tuffy might know. He's familiar with printers. I think theirs is US based though. The kid is growing like crazy too. 50% of his body weight in 30 days. Nice. That's good. I'll put this in a card saver. This might be a candidate for PSA. I'm trying to see the print line. The centering looks decent. I've sent in a few of these my last couple submissions and I've only gotten 9s. I would just really like to have this in a 10. I think it's a beautiful, underrated card. Okay, it's public info on their Kickstarter. Honestly, I didn't read too much on their Kickstarter. I just know everybody was talking about Nom Nom. Victor Larson used to be with Metazoo. People were acting like it was the next big thing, so I picked up a handful of boxes off of there, and I haven't really heard much about it since. Headless Coal Miner. This used to be like a $20, $30 card. Now, you're probably lucky to get $1 or $2 for it. Have any of you used tag grading? I've never even heard of it. I first got introduced because of the Bo Jackson TCG. Their slabs are amazing. Never heard of tag. My sister's favorite card is Guardian Angel. I showed her my whole collection the other day. Yeah, it's a beautiful card. I can definitely understand that. That's one of the things that I really like about Metazoo Menace's videos where he does the eBay recaps is some of those listings that he'll show. You'll see some really interesting like grading companies that have graded Metazoo that I've never fucking heard of before. And there's a lot of them that show up on Menace's videos that I'm like, what the fuck is that? All right, that's that box. I think we're gonna stick around in these boxes tonight. I want to get a refill on this drink. Stick around for 2 more boxes. I feel like we got to keep going. We haven't pulled a Wendigo or a Mothman yet. We certainly haven't pulled an old Thratch. I definitely think it's good. I mean, I think it's good and bad. I think the obvious good is that collectors have so many different options for who they want to grade with, but I think the secondary market doesn't really respect a lot of these other grading companies. So if you're just a collector and you want to harden a slab, there's a lot of really cheap, quick turnaround time, little independent grading companies that'll slab your card and probably give you a pretty easy grade. Right now, I'm drinking a On the Rocks margarita. I think I'm out of margaritas though. I only had one, and I think I have an On the Rocks martini, which might be pretty good. That's what I think I'm gonna grab. Let me grab that with this next box. I'm having a good time though. I mean, we still got 60 people in here. It's been a pretty decent stream. This whole kind of fluctuating between like 50 and 75 people. Pretty good for the fact that I haven't posted a video in like a month. I'll be right back. I'll show you what this thing is when I get back. Alright, so I went ahead and grabbed some of these slabs just to make sure I set one aside for Gamer Complex Encrypted Keeper. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, is Chris back in the chat? He still wants that Floby? Let's see. Yeah, we didn't do super well on these grades. Actually, am I out of 9s? 8.5 might be my highest. Damn. Sorry, guys. I think I gave away all the 9s. 8.5 for each of you. Actually, I'll give you guys a choice if you want. I'm assuming you're probably going to want the CGC slab, but if you guys are both still Keeper and Raw, do you want CGC or DSG? I would assume you probably want CGC, but that's what I thought. Got it. All right. Ooh, nice. Cryptid Keeper going outside of the box. DSG at you, bro. Where'd I put that Sharpie? This is Gamers. And Keeper taking that DSG. Yeah, the CGC, we actually didn't know for sure that they were going to grade them, and just to see what happens, because CGC had only graded that one golden tape, and that was the first LaCal card they ever graded. We weren't sure that they were promos, and I sent them in, and they did. And like I said, I'm working on my Beckett submission right after this stream, and we'll see if we can get them graded by Beckett too. Hey, Jake, do you want one? Do you want a promo card too? I don't think I've given you one yet, but if you want one, love your content. I'd love to send you one too, bro. I mean, I pretty much watch every video you post, so I'd love to give you one if you want one. All right. What's your preference? Do you want a raw card? I'll sign it. Do you want a slabbed card? CGC, DSG? Whatever you want, bro. Hey, Mothman too. I haven't sent you one either, have I? Raw sign, my man. I'm gonna do some research, and I'll see what I can do as far as get a grading company to authenticate the signature. I think that would be sick. Sign fresh. Yeah. I sent you a raw one a month ago. Same version. Same version, yes. The same thing. This was just what's left. That LaCal. This is what they had left to me. So these are the last remaining raw copies. All the other copies that I had, I either gave away or I graded already. So these are the raws. And I think I only signed a handful of ones that I gave away. And I didn't grade any signed, obviously. What's up, Eddie? Good to see you. Wow. No, I did not buy the company. I got priced out, and I don't know what the final price ended up being. I just know it was a lot higher than what I was at. Okay, wait, this was Jake. Let me get an envelope. Hell yeah. Okay, Mothhawk, I got you, bro. And like I said earlier, just make sure you address. Otherwise, I'll forget, and I won't follow up if you don't message me first. So just message me, send me your address, and then I will ship it out. This one was Jake. Yeah, man, I love both you guys. I watch all your stuff. Jake and his car rants are some of my favorite. And Mothhawk, during like right after the closure letter, and maybe right before, Mothhawk was putting out a lot of content. Some really, oh wait, I gotta sign it. A lot of really good content. Now he's back at it. Glad to have him back. Freshly signed. I am curious what the process is with authenticating these signatures. I wonder, like, if I sent them this stream, I was like, yeah, these are the ones that I signed on stream, authenticate those. I wonder if it's that easy. Yeah, dude. I didn't buy any, but they look sick. Are they still for sale, the Bear Walker Yu-Gi-Oh skateboards? I've been seeing his post about them. They do look fucking sick. And this one was Talk. You guys, if you guys decide you want to, if you send these to CGC or wherever and try to get them to authenticate the autograph, let me know. And I'll send them an email and tell them your name or your account number or whatever and say, yeah, I signed that. And we can see if we can figure out how to get it authenticated. I mean, I have no idea, but if you guys do end up doing that and there's any way that I can help with them authenticating it, just let me know. I was going to show you guys, speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, I was talking about this earlier in the stream. I haven't opened any Yu-Gi-Oh recently, but I picked up a bunch of these because I thought they looked really cool. The boxes look sick, all that classic OG art. There's a bunch of classic OG reprints in here, only available through retail stores. And I saw a couple people open these on streams and videos, and the pull rates look pretty good. So I picked up a bunch of these. And eventually I'll do a stream opening them. But I'm excited about these. I like, some people hate them. I know a lot of people that are into Yu-Gi-Oh aren't really collectors. The player base, I think, with Yu-Gi-Oh is a lot bigger than the collector base. And I know that a lot of people don't like how often Konami reprints like Blue Eyes and Dark Magician and like those OG. But me, I love the nostalgia. I love the reprints. I think I just love it. And this is the type of shit that I buy when Yu-Gi-Oh comes out with it. And then this was, these are the On the Rocks. They're like pre-mixed cocktails. This one is a espresso martini. So we'll try this one. I don't know how well this is going to settle in my stomach mixing it with a margarita that I had just before those. Oh well. It matches the Nightfall boxes at least. Nice dark coffee. Oh shit, it's splashing a little bit. It's a big ass cup full of liquor. All right. Yeah, I love Yu-Gi-Oh too. I don't think, like I said, there's not that big of a collector's base for it. So the market for a lot of these cards, especially the reprints, they're not really that valuable. But I think it's still cool to have that OG artwork, Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, and to be able to get a PSA 10 of like secret rares and ultimate rares, like iconic artworks. I think it's still cool to have in your collection, even if it's not like a big, massive secondary market hit. And I don't know much about the like the modern Yu-Gi-Oh TCG, but I know that people complain about kind of similar to Pokemon, with how a lot of the Pokemon people don't like how often Pokemon reprints Charizards in every set. I know that I've seen people complain about how often Konami reprints Blue Eyes. I think people get annoyed by that. But Blue Eyes was my favorite card when I was a kid, so I don't mind it one bit. Yo, Nick, you gonna join Metazoo Menace's push-up challenge? So I've seen his push-up videos. What is the challenge? Like, what is the number? I've seen the videos of him like with the box on the floor, and he's holding himself up on the boxes doing push-ups. But is there a number? Just as many as you can do each month. I will try it. I'll do that. Hope you get good pulls tonight. Got to head out early. We have a plumber coming in at a random time, early as 8 a.m. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully we can meet up sometime, maybe this weekend, and I'll get you your promo card. Hopefully I have my card at that point. It's at the dealership right now, and your card is in the glove box. You mean Tech Deck? I used to be heavy into it. I liked the World Industry stuff. Flame, Wet Willie. Tech Deck was really big in my childhood. Stalactites. That used to be a hit. $10, $15 card back in the day. Oh, I'm an idiot. Deck tech. I think he means building super competitively viable decks for TCG games. That would make more sense. But tech decks are also dope. Okay, so I'm not alone. Pokebarn was thinking tech decks too. I have a first edition Seance box hanging around. Are there any hits in that set worth opening? I think a lot of people were soured on Seance because of the fact that it was mappable. But yeah, I mean, if you do have a good box that wasn't mapped, there's a lot of good cards in Seance. I mean, Satanic Panic and Chains of Old Scratch, always fun to hit those. The secret rares in that set, not my favorite secret rares, but they're there. Oh, I wanted to give a shout out to the artist from Metazoo, Lily. If you're watching this right now, I wanted to give you a shout out. Lily sent me a really nice message last night. Just wanted to say shout out to Lily. I appreciate you watching, even though you watch silently. I really appreciated the message, and I appreciate that you watched the video. Hopefully you're watching. Hopefully you hear this. Message me if you hear this shout out, but I appreciated your message last night. Thought it was really cool. And I'm glad you watched the videos. And I'm sorry about what happened to you guys, man. I think it really is that's one of the biggest tragedies about the whole Metazoo thing is the way they treated the artist and kind of the way all that stuff went down. I mean, the artists really were the lifeblood of that company, and they really got screwed over quite quite a bit in that whole process. So, out to Lily, really sweet. Appreciated the message. Hell yeah, DJ. DJ's got his drink. What are you drinking? Man, I can't believe we've gone this far. 2.5 boxes almost without hitting a single Mothman Hollow. Man, Pokebarn, you're always drinking IPA, Zach. You're an IPA dude. Damn, why did the music stop? What's going on here? I need that music back. Oh, there's the man, the myth, the legend himself. Cardio Chris. What's up, dude? Trying to get this music back on here. Chris, I'm curious. Can you say, did you end up putting a bid on Metazoo? Were you one of the finalists? Where is these synthwave? There we go. Come on. Oh, interesting. I cannot comment, but he is buying Metazoo. Specifically sealed sample packs. Interesting. I just feel like I'm so out of the loop now. I want to know like who the top 5 guys were. I want to know who won because I want to be involved still somehow. Whoever wins it or whoever buys it, I want to be involved to some capacity. But everybody else that I was talking to that put in a bid, they all told me they were out. So I don't know anybody that's left. You will be. Ooh. It was so weird though. I had talked to so many other people that put in offers, and we all kind of got cut out of the email loop of communication when we got priced out or outbid, and none of us really heard anything after that. But we all kind of had an agreement. All the other people that I knew that put in bids, we all kind of said like we all want to be involved and work with each other in some capacity, no matter who wins it. If one of us won the win bid, and we all just got kind of priced out and then got cut out of the loop of communication, not having anything else about it. Well, promising at least. I did not buy it, but I know who did. And you're saying you think they'll be amazing. That's promising because I think a lot of people were afraid that there's a potential that, well, maybe that's still true, but a lot were afraid that Aoki came in and bought it. And I don't think he's amazing. Yeah, I figured. We were talking about it early on the stream, how there's really not been any updates on the court case, and I guess my theory is kind of that they're waiting on that October 24th deadline for all the people that got notified they were owed money to file their claims, and I'm assuming that they can't move forward with any type of sale or anything until that deadline comes up and the people that are owed money have had their opportunity to file their claims. I'm guessing it's just kind of in limbo until the 24th. It will be a 2025 thing. Okay. Well, whatever happens, bro, keep me in the loop. I'm definitely still interested in being involved in whatever capacity they could use. I just haven't really posted a whole lot of videos because there's really been nothing to talk about. It's been kind of a whole lot of nothing burgers on the court case. Awesome, bro. I appreciate that. Oklahoma, Opus. And I mean, as you can see, this whole stream all night, a good amount of people still here watching. I mean, the Metazoo community still exists. There's still people that care what's going on, and still people that would watch people open it. They're still here. There's still people that care. And I was kind of surprised when we were hitting like 75 viewers on this stream because I only posted one video in August, like one video and one stream for the whole month of August because there's nothing going on. But people are still hanging around waiting for an answer, waiting to figure out what's going on. Metazoo Black Market. Zoo community still here. Eddie G Unit says, I bet Aoki bought it or someone he knows and will just sit on it. I mean, that's my theory. Chris is saying no. And I know that Mike was afraid that that was going to happen, that Aoki would just buy it and park it just so that he would competition with Hero Quest and just buy it to force it to die, basically. That's good news. That's very good news. Even if Chris can't say anything specific, just saying no about Aoki, that's good enough news for me. Yeah, there have been a couple people that talked about added color from that claim. So I think that is true. Oh man, Chris. You're killing us, bro. I will say the ownership will blow people back. Well, if it's not Steve, it's got to be something big because some of the numbers that I heard, I mean, I think I made a video about it already. Some of the numbers up north, it was over $1 million for just the IP was one of the things that I heard. Like one of the people that was interested wanted just the IP and they had a huge offer for just the IP, no physical product. And I heard there was a separate offer for product that was over $500,000. So whoever is a big player, and I guess the fact that it's not Steve is good. It's not WotC either. Hey, process of elimination. Keep guessing until Chris stops replying, and just take all the no's to eliminate some options. Hey, I'm excited about that though, man. That's really the first that I've heard about anything else. I mean, I had a really long conversation right after the bidding ended, and we had like some theories and some speculation of what might be going on. But I think Mike is pretty much out of the loop now too, and that's really the last that I heard. I heard some of Mike's speculation. I heard the things that Mike had heard about what offers were made and who they were, and that's really the last I've heard about who the potential top bidders were. And I've been pretty much out of the loop since then, and that was maybe August. Well, that's good. That's another really good thing. Anti NFT is certainly better than the alternative. What do you guys think? What do you guys think was the most hated product that Metazoo came out with? I think a lot of people really hated the NFT set and just the NFT idea in general. But as far as physical product, that NFT PFP set where all the cards were just like different versions of a cryptid's face, like wearing a hat or having a nose ring or a necklace. I think a lot of people thought, as far as physical cards, that was the worst set they came out with. And then the whole concept of NFTs in general, people hated, but that NFT box set, I think, in my opinion, was my least favorite Metazoo product. Just a thousand variations of every cryptid, just slightly different colors, slightly different outfit. That thing fucking sucked. You know, I agree with that, Eddie. The poker Kickstarter, as much of a clusterfuck as that whole thing was, and as late as it was, I'll be honest, I think that was a pretty cool set. You know, they underdelivered on a lot of stuff. I know people were pissed off about the poker chips themselves not being super high quality and the case being cardboard, and I think there were some issues with the people weren't getting the original art prints that they were promised or whatever. But as far as the concept, I thought it was actually pretty cool compared to a PFP trading card box. Actually, I will put this out there because I didn't buy the poker chip set. Strangely enough, I've honestly recently gotten into watching a lot of celebrity poker, and I kind of want to start playing poker myself. If anybody has a set of poker chips and they want to sell it, hit me up. I'm willing to buy the set of poker chips. Especially if you're very underwhelmed and disappointed by it, I'd be happy to buy it from you. Yeah, I think the disclosure packs were pretty short print. Pokemon E, what's up, bro? Another creator. Yeah, I wanted to say I was sorry for your loss. I saw your video about the miscarriage. And I want to say I was almost tearing up watching that video, and I wanted to say I was sorry about that. I watch a lot of your videos too. A lot of people in this chat, I watch a lot of your videos. I really watch a lot more trading card videos than bodybuilding videos at this point. Yeah, man, thanks. I appreciate that. I thought it was really cool that you, well, not cool, but I thought it was respectable that you shared that with your audience. I thought it was a cool moment. Because if it were me, that's probably something I wouldn't be. I'd be too emotional to share that. So I thought it was brave of you. Better word than cool. And I actually think also PokeNE was the first person whose video I watched about the CT scanners scanning Pokemon packs. I think he was the first person that I watched a video about that from. PokeNE stuff. I watch Opossum Bud. I like sometimes I like Twice Baked Jake. I'm trying to think of the other guy's name that I watch. It does like market recaps. He's like a blonde guy. I can't remember his name, but I watch. There's like 4 or 5 channels that I watch for Pokemon stuff, and PokeNE is one of them. And I'm sure most of you saw the Vice documentary about their business, and that's one of the things that got me really interested in his channel. I think when people start a small business like that and it becomes successful, it's so fascinating to see even just the workspace he's got in his basement and like the whole system that he's got for shipping stuff out and all that. It's fascinating to see how people operate a business like that. Really interesting stuff. Danny Phantom, that's who I'm thinking of. I like his stuff too. I like Opossum Bud though, because he's like a sarcastic kind of asshole character, and I think he's funny. But yeah, if anybody has the poker chips, I might have to just look on eBay. Now I'm getting really interested in buying them. Poker chips from the Kickstarter. If you have them and you want to sell them, message me. But I might just look on eBay and see if anyone's selling them. You know what else I've been getting into lately too is I think one of the coolest new things that has started kind of this year is the people that go to card conventions and they like film from the vendor POV of like all their sales and interactions. I think those are a really cool style of video too. Just interesting, watching people operate their business and just seeing those interactions. The boxes are going for like $50. Which boxes? Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole a few weeks ago. There was like a video that went viral from the vendor POV stuff where there was a kid that stole a Pokemon card from one of the vendors. And then I went down like a mega rabbit hole of just watching vendor POVs like till like 5 in the morning. I just find all that stuff so fascinating how different trading card businesses operate. And like from PokeNE doing it out of his basement with the Japanese boxes and stuff. Really interesting seeing vendors like selling singles. It's just fascinating how all these different businesses work. Stalactites. Are we going to go this entire night without a Mothman Hollow? The poker chip boxes are only 50 on eBay. Shit, I'm going to buy one right now. Let's see. Chris is blowing up my phone still. Want me to buy him a Floby. Metazoo poker chips. Oh yeah, they are pretty cheap. I'm making some offers here. Yeah, that's a little cheaper than I expected. Sports card vendor POVs. Next part. Vendor POVs are indeed fantastic rabbit holes to go down. I watch them all day, dude. I love them. I went down such a rabbit hole and I became obsessed with them because now everybody's doing them, and it's just like endless content. And I also like the people that go around like these card conventions and interview some of the vendors. There's another channel I watch, I forget his name, but he does a lot of interviews with the vendors themselves, asking like, what do you think the value is of everything that you had this booth? What was your biggest deal? What was your biggest sale? How did you start your business? All that stuff I think is really fascinating. He goes around and there'll be like a guy that's like 25 and he'll ask him, what's the value of everything at your booth? And he's $5 million. It's like, how the fuck did this guy get to this point? It's interesting. Does anyone know who owns Mothman stamped sample? Uh, there's only one really big Mothman collection I know that may have it, and it's the same guy that bought my one of one Mothman from Topps Chrome. I know Caress doesn't have it. That's what I was thinking of because I know he's got a shitload of Mothman. That dude's got some deep pockets. I think I think the guy that interviewed Mike Waddell, the guy that owns one of the cryptid museums, I think he may have one. I forget what his name is, but he's interviewed Mike a couple times. I think he owns maybe the Bigfoot Museum. I feel like he showed one on one of the interviews once. He was like one of the very early on people that Mike was sending sample stuff to. And I think he has one. He's got like a very yeah, Steve Bartello. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. Because when Mike was sending out a lot of this sample stuff, he sent like a bunch of stuff to like all these cryptid guys. And I want to say Steve had like some really rare sample stuff that he showed in a video. I think he might have one. Probably Sheev or Caleb. Oh, I think it's the Caleb guy. I think that is the guy that I watch. That does the interviews. It's making me really happy though that Chris seems to have some knowledge of what's going on behind the scenes with the buyer. He's optimistic and he's looking for all these sample cards. It's kind of making me excited here. See, this is why these streams I think are valuable. Is like you never know who's going to come in the chat. Just throw out a random nugget of information. Like I think last time, didn't Gary King Pokemon say something really interesting about Steve Aoki? Like there's just random people that hop in and just will throw in like a random curveball. Oh, cool. And I'm kind of curious too if I'm gonna get a text from Mike after this, because I know Mike watches all the streams, and if there's anything like interesting being said, he'll like give me some feedback. Mike will text me after this if he knows anything. But from my last conversation with Mike, it sounded like he's kind of out of the loop, and the trustee doesn't really tell him a whole lot. And it seemed like I kind of knew more than he knew about what's going on. So I think they kind of only go to Mike when they need like information from him about whatever. I don't think they really tell him a whole lot. I think they just kind of him as a information pig. Or at least that's the impression he gave me, was that he's kind of out of the loop and they only contact him if they have a question. They don't really share much with him. He might not know. I mean, like I said, the last I talked to Mike, it was early August, and he was, I mean, he thought it was Steve that was the one that had the highest bid. He was like really nervous and pissed about it. So if it's not, maybe he is totally out of the loop. So the prototype moths, I want to, like, whoever buys Metazoo, I hope they make sure that they do their due diligence and not only get the stuff that was in the warehouse, but what I heard was that there was an off-site storage unit that Shaw had, and we'll just say this is a rumor, but I heard it from an ex-employee of Golden, that there was an off-site storage unit, wasn't part of the main warehouse, that wasn't where Shaw would take like the really valuable grails, like the prototypes and the original artwork for Cryptid Nation, like Mothman's, and that was stored in an off-site location, and that's where some of that got leaked onto the secondary market. That prototype Mothman that sold like right towards the end of Metazoo. I heard that there's like an off-site secret storage location where they were moving and hiding some of the grails that might not even have been on the inventory that we got to see when we signed the NDA. So hopefully there's some kind of like discovery or something that goes on where they can make sure whoever buys it gets all that shit if it was hidden or moved to an off-site location. Because honestly, I don't know if everything that I saw on that inventory after signing the NDA was anything that exists. And a headless horse. So we're 3 boxes in out of the 4. Not one Mothman. Not one Wendigo. Interesting. PokeNE says, interestingly, there's a lot of prototype Pokemon cards showing up all the time now, too. Not sure how to feel about those rare prototypes. Are you talking about the ones that showed up? They were CGC graded, right? Or authenticated? I think I saw that post. I haven't been following Pokemon super close. I've just been watching, like I said, vendor POV stuff. I haven't really opened much Scarlet and Violet stuff. Everyone take a solid, yeah, let's do it. Solidarity shot, conjure the Saiyan Moth. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Cardi.io Chris, giving us a nugget of hope in the chat without being too specific. Just giving us a little strip tease here. Mr. Sly, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Hey, Sly, did I give you a promo card already? Sly has been around forever, and since we're being so fast and loose with giving away these promo cards, you want one, bro? All right. I'll give you a choice here. I've been giving them the choice. We've got raw, we've got a few raw cuffed, and if you want, I'll sign it. And we're talking about working on trying to get these grading companies to authenticate the signature, or we've got the highest grade we have left from CGC is an 8.5, or a DSG 8. You can have your choice, Mr. Sly. You don't have to arm wrestle for it. You've been here for years in this chat, and I want to make sure a lot of the people that I really appreciate. 8.5 you, bro. I want to make sure that the people that have been around the longest and the people that I watch their content, people that I appreciate, get some of these promos and probably have the least likely chance of selling them, and probably will just keep them because they like the channel. Just make sure you message me your address. Are there 2 X's or 3? 2 X's. But I got you, bro. Absolutely. Instagram is fine. Just make sure I get your address and I'll have it shipped out to you this week. What's it cost to grade? I want to say DSG was like $19 a card. I want to say CGC was $15. But I paid between $15 and $20 per card to get them graded. LaCal, do you know an exact number of how many of these original run existed? I mean, there's not a lot of them out there. I would say like 100, right? Yeah, 100. And so for perspective, giving away, so I kept 3. I kept 2 CGC 9s, and I kept 1 DSG, either 8.5 or 9. So I've got 3 of the 100. I gave 1 to my sister. I gave 1 to each of my friends, so maybe 5 or 6. And then I've given away maybe 20 on this channel. So like 30% of them have already been split for. So there's maybe like 70 left. So they're not going to be easy to find. Chris, while being generous, do you want one, bro? You gave us a nice little nugget here, bro. If you want a promo card, I got you. I mean, you can't put a price on the hope that Chris just gave us. So, what's your preference here, bro? Do you want a raw copy, graded copy, CGC, DSG? And I don't know if you were here earlier, Chris, but we're having another round of these promos that are going to be full hollow, Metazoo hollow foil. They're going to be stamped as pre-releases, and they're going to be serialized out of 100. So we've got another round coming, but these are like our sample cards. Signed raw, my guy. Got you. Let's get you one right off the top there. I'm gonna make the hollows a little bit harder to get. I don't know what I'm gonna give away, but the hollows are gonna be a little bit harder. And I will say right off the bat, when we get the serialized out of 100 hollows, there's 3 that I want to keep in grade. I want to keep number 1. I want to keep number 69. And I want to keep... Did you do it or not, Tuffy? The 000. A 00 out of 100. I want to do 1, 0, and 69. I want to keep it. And then the rest I'll give away. So somebody has a chance at getting the 100 out of 100. Oh, no, 000. Okay. Well, I'll keep the number 1 and number 69, and then every other one will be available for a giveaway. You have a great but terrible idea for a product. Tell me, bro. And I guess you can just text me. You've got my number. Just text me your address. That'd probably be easier than DMing me, so I can make sure I get this out to you. So, I don't know how you've been in the chat, but me and LaCal, we're going to be coming out with a mini set of NSP cards. And I said this earlier, but I think there's some very big things doing for LaCal where I really think they're going to take off. They're small, they're in the very early stages right now. So this is like, if they take off, these cards, these NSP cards are like niche. These are basically like sample cards. And you can't buy them. You can only get them from watching a stream and getting it in a giveaway. I think down the line, these are going to be some interesting cards if LaCal takes off. Like, I can't tell you, but if I told you, you guys wouldn't even believe what LaCal has brewing. Barbell weights with slots for slots. Ooh. Ooh, I like that, bro. That's not a half bad idea. But I'm telling you guys, whenever we are able to talk about what's going on with LaCal, you guys are gonna be like, fuck, I wish I got one of those promos, or fuck, I wish I bought one of LaCal's like earlier sets. It's a big deal. I don't think that's gonna help him out, bro. Clue is 1 billion. Not McDonald's. Bell Witch. I mean, I could not be more excited for Tuffy. And it's his company. It's not like I'm not even involved in the company, and I'm super fucking stoked. Well, I've got the promo card, but like, I'm stoked for him because it's a big deal. Another headless horseman. How is it possible? If we go 4 boxes of Nightfall without a Mothman, that's madness. Thanks for stopping by, Notorious J. I must sleep for work. Good night, everyone. And I was saying earlier, like, I actually think it's kind of cool that these cards got a 10. There's no 10 from any grading company of these original cards. And I actually think it's kind of cool that these are kind of like the early version sample cards, a little bit lower quality, kind of like Metazoo. It's really hard to get a 10 from a Metazoo. I kind of think it's cool that they're getting lower grades because these are like true early era LaCal cards. Maybe not the best quality, maybe not the best grades, but they're like true samples. So when LaCal blows up, these are going to be the ones. I'm sending some of those actually, LaCal. When I do the BGS submission, I'm throwing in some cards from that, and I've got I don't remember what set it was from, but the Sonichu pendant card. I'm sending that one too. Actually, I think I've got so LaCal themselves, they sent in cards. This was the first ever. Theirs was the first ever graded card by CGC. They had a golden tape, pristine 10, right? And I sent in one, and I got a gem mint 10. So this is like one of the premier LaCal cards. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna grade with DSG again. I was like shocked by how low the grades were. At least CGC gave me a handful of 9s. Is still for sale. I don't think he's selling the. He's giving it away, right, Tuffy? Your pristine 10. Oh, the medallion. I don't know. I don't remember which set I opened that from, but I have it in my safe. But yeah, I am fully behind Tuffy in what he's doing with LaCal. He's been nothing but a great guy to me. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I really appreciate even just having even this sample promo card. It means so much to me, and I think it's so cool. The important part about LaCal is that there's a great dude behind it, and I think that's one of the most important aspects of this whole thing. So I'm fully on the LaCal train, and I wish you the best of success with whatever happens in the future. I'm stoked for you, bro. I appreciate you. And I'll tell you, like, even dad. So my dad was a bodybuilder. He was like so stoked and proud with my bodybuilding channel, and that was like his thing. And he never really understood like the Pokemon channel and the trading cards and the Metazoo. But when you guys sent me those pro cards, and I gave him one of those cards, that was like the first trading card thing that I've done that he was like super stoked about. He thought it was a thing in the world, and now he's watching more of the streams and he's like trying to pay more attention to the trading card stuff. But because he was a bodybuilder, he only really followed my bodybuilding channel. And that trading card that you guys did, first thing with all my trading card collecting, that he was like, "Oh, this is fucking sick!" Like he was stoked on it. So I really appreciated that. I thought that was cool. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Wait, what was the Wendy's thing? What did I miss about Wendy's? Topic, but who else is overly excited for the Krabby? Oh yeah, I saw that. So that's a real thing? I saw that on Instagram, but I thought it was like a meme. So they're really doing a Krabby Patty thing? I thought that was a joke. that's actually that's actually sick if they're doing that. Yeah, I saw something about that on Instagram. I thought it was just like a No, I got these from a dude on eBay that was selling them he was selling them 6 at a time, and I believe it was 150 for 6. And I thought that was like a steal. So I bought a few. What are kids now going to be nostalgic over when they're on? I think yeah, the skibbity toilet stuff will be one of them. I mean, when I think about what I'm nostalgic about, that's outside of like trading cards, I think of like Charlie the Unicorn, those videos on YouTube. Think of like Old Greg. I think of Two Girls One Cup was another one. Like shit like that weird shit that you saw on YouTube when you were a kid is some of the. I think Skibbity Toilet will end up being that for this younger generation. Another headless horseman. Yeah, the Numa Numa guy. Does anybody else remember Old Greg, or is that just too niche? I know that Charlie the Unicorn was a lot bigger, but I think Old Greg was a little bit niche. Eskimo Bob, I don't know what that is. Magical Trevor. I think the first YouTube channel that I ever subscribed to when I was in college was actually Ray William Johnson. You guys remember him? There you go. Maddie Collects knows what's up. Egg. Have you ever drank Bailey's from a shoe? I've got a mangina. And I think the crazy thing about Old Greg was that it was actually on TV and then like uploaded to YouTube. I think Old Greg was actually skit on like some BBC channel. Like it was actually TV and then it went viral being uploaded to YouTube, but it was like something that was actually aired on BBC. I drank a beer on team from my Hey Dudes. It was not great. I've got a few pairs of Hey Dudes. What's up, JTS? He says, good morning from the UK. I don't know what Newgrounds is. Yeah, dude, we talked about it a lot earlier. Really, no updates is the general answer. Unless you can get it out of Chris. Chris seems to know something that we don't, but I've been out of the loop since like early August, and as far as the any information on the case website, there's nothing. And I think they're kind of just waiting out the October 24th deadline for people to file their claims if they're owed money. What about RuneScape? Did anyone play RuneScape? Man, this box sucks. Oregon Trail. Hell yeah. There you go, cheese. Cheese knows old Greg. Another old book, Crying Tree. Now I forget what it was called, but there was like a CD-ROM game with a fish. I want to say Freddy the Fish. I don't know. It might have been like an educational game. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but there was like this CD-ROM game with a fish when I was a kid. That was like a big thing. Pokebarn remembers. Yeah, I think it was Freddy, right? I think they gave it out like at my elementary school. My favorite N64 game is GoldenEye, hands down. I wonder how much a Freddy the Fish CD-ROM is going for right now on eBay. You know, I just had a really nostalgic Yu-Gi-Oh memory here now that we're talking about this. Did anybody else get Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't remember I don't remember why they did this, but they used to send out VHSs in the mail, kind of like how they did in the anime. They would send a video to invite them to the tournament at Pegasus's Island. But there was like some promotion where they sent you a VHS in the mail that was like a Yu-Gi-Oh VHS. Fuck, I can't remember the specifics of it, but I remember getting a VHS in the mail that was like I don't know. I don't know specifically what it was, but it was cool. But yeah, as far as Nintendo 64, GoldenEye was by far my favorite. I used to play that every day with my cousins. Another abduction. I would say right behind GoldenEye, Smash Brothers was pretty close up there. And I guess Mario Kart was in there too. I think I played a little bit of Zelda. But I'd say Smash Brothers and GoldenEye. Anything you could play with other people was like mostly what I played. Damn, $60 for the whole set though. I might have to place an order. Nope, not yet, Katie. We've actually had a pretty bad luck night. We're on our fourth box right now. No Man Full Hollow, no Wendigo Full Hollow. And I'll even commit this to you guys right now. If out of this box we pull an old scratch, I will pay to have it graded, and we will do a big giveaway. And I won't even sell it because I got these boxes for so cheap. If we pull an old scratch out of this box, I'll grade it, and we'll find a way to do a giveaway. I think that'd be cool. Momo. But I have a feeling, based on how this night's going, we might not get one. Imagine you did and it gets a 10. That might, yeah. No, I'm gonna stick to my word here. Even if it gets a 10, and there's only 4 PSA 10s in the population, I already made the promise. Even if it gets a 10, we got to give it away. I mean, the price that I got these boxes, we're only at like $100 tonight. So we pull an old scratch. the giveaway would be fun and worth it. It's not like we're losing our ass on this one. Man, I'm telling you guys, if you guys go to Mothman Festival, we can all meet up, go to a bar. I think that would be sick. I know there was a couple people in the chat that said they were going. At my house, for sure. But yeah, Tuffy, dude, anytime. I'll have you over. I know now you got a kid, it's going to be a little bit harder and your time's a little bit more precious. But if you ever want to make the trip up here, stay as long as you want, bro. Imagine getting too drunk and waking up outside being torn apart by raccoons. Nah, they're friendly out here, bro. They won't tear you apart. Smoking them grits. I remember going to LA to pick up 3 boxes of Nightfall when the price started to go south for $180. That was probably a pretty fair at that time. Because I think for a long time they were kind of hovering around $250, even when everything else was tanking. Nightfall kind of hung in there for a little bit. And when they started dropping below $200, that was probably a pretty good price. Did my homie Soft Max Plus hit you up yet? We got to film some comedy stuff together. He did not hit me up. I did follow him on both my Instagrams, but I have not any messages from him. Eight boxes for 35 each. That's pretty good. Oh, hell yeah. I'll tell him to reach back out. We're filming some stuff Thursday. Cool. So where is he based? He's as local as you are? I mean, I know he's from Cincinnati, but what part? Gotta say, my best memory from my Metazoo staying a week with the CS team in Dallas at a ranch house for Casters Cup. Cardeo Chris really knocked out of the park on that one. Nice. That's why I keep saying, if you haven't been to Mothman, well, maybe not now, but when Metazoo was there and they had the booth and all the Metazoo people were going, when they had the tower, I think Mothman Festival is my best memories of Metazoo. There were so many cool people there. I met a lot of you guys that are in the chat now at the festival. It's really a shame that now Metazoo's not going to have any presence there, but especially last year. I mean, last year's Mothman Festival with and having their own separate building where it was just basically all Metazoo people in one building, and then also having the Metazoo booth at the festival. You really got to meet people, so it's kind of a shame that we don't have that this year, but reverse headless horseman. How many packs we got left in here? I'll wait till you see the, we've got a Mothman card with LaCal coming out soon. Wait till you see it. We even have a special NSP variation of the Mothman card. We got some cool stuff coming. And I'm hoping when I do these submissions to Beckett and PSA, I'm hoping for the best. They actually grade the cards and we can have them LaCal gradable at all of them, CGC, BGS, PSA, DSG, and really start to get this ball rolling even before the big news happens. I mean, even without Metazoo being there, if you're into cryptids and you like any cryptid really, they've got all types of different cryptid booths. But yeah, even without Zoom, I highly recommend the Mothman Festival. If you're a cryptid guy or gal, it's a fun time. It's really cheap. I mean, they've got all kinds of like Mothman pizza, Mothman ice cream. It's really a fun time and a pretty affordable weekend. I mean, if you live close. I believe it's the 21st. It's in a couple weeks. I believe the weekend of the 21st. I'm going on Saturday. Another mo. All right, let's do one more giveaway. And I'm going to give away 3 cards. So Smoking Them Grits, Katie, and Jethro. Do any of you want a Nick Strength and Power promo card from LaCal? Jethro does not? Okay. Smoking Them Grits and Katie do. All right. So what's your preference? Both Smoking Them Grits and Katie. A raw copy signed, a CGC graded card, or a DSG card? Oh, you do want one. Okay. So the highest grade from CGC that we have left is an 8.5. What's the highest? The highest grade from DSG is an 8. Or I will sign you a raw copy that we could potentially have authenticated by a grading company. Okay, he wants one. Katie wants a raw signed. All 3. Okay. Jethro, what do you want? No problem. But again, just everybody that won, or everyone that gets a promo, just make sure you message me your address. It can be on Instagram, it can be my email address, whatever's easier for you, but just make sure you get me your address. So this one is Katie. And at least Katie is local, so it won't be too expensive to ship it to her. And hopefully someday soon, if you want to grade them, you can authenticate these signatures. Katie's. Jethro said raw. Got you. And also Jethro said raw. Smoking the group said raw. Okay. Everybody said raw. eBay for me, I'll hit you up. I wanted to buy a card off you. Off of me? What card did you want to buy? So you're saying if you buy a card off me from eBay, just send this with that? Okay. Are you talking about the PSA 10? All right. Oh, one of the raw ones. Okay. Here, send me an offer right now on whichever Smokey the Bear you want. If it's the raw one, I don't know what I'm listed for, but whatever you want to pay, just send me an offer right now and I'll accept it. So this is grits. Smoking. And then also Jethro. Nick or anyone else in the chat have a disclosure for Flatwoods Monster. I've never seen them get sold on eBay. I don't have one. Oh wait, card saver. ES, I'm a newer subscriber. I'd buy one of your DSV slabs. Are those on your eBay? This is going to be a very generous stream for me. I don't want to sell any of these cards. I want them to be hard to get. Only get them from a stream, so fuck it. ES, you got yourself a slab, buddy. This one was Jethro, right? Okay, it's G, right? And since, by the way, since I'm writing your username on YouTube, when you message me your address, can you please message me your YouTube username so that I can make sure these corresponding envelopes go where they're supposed to go? Yes, I got you. But just make sure, like I said, when you message me, let me know what your YouTube name was so I can make sure these go to the right place. But yeah, I just don't want to. I want them to be for the people that tune in and watch these streams and the people that actually like appreciate having them. I mean, if you guys want to sell them, you can. But I'm just assuming most people that are here and are asking for a promo just want to have a cool promo just because they like the channel. So that's kind of my thinking on this. I appreciate you, Sly. I won't be mad if you sell them, but I'm just assuming that people that are watching this stream just want them because they like the streams. No problem. But yeah, just make sure you match your Instagram name to your YouTube. So these were signed. Some of these were slabs. I want to make sure the right card gets to the right person. And I'll try to have them out by the end of the week. I think I have some listings ending on eBay tonight, so I'll probably do some shipping after this stream. So I might get some shipped out by tomorrow. Abduction? Yeah, I remember. That's why I like these. I like these promo cards better because when I did the free shirts, that was through my website. So people were doing, you know, there was a stream that people in the chat an exclusive code from my website where they could get a free T-shirt. But what I didn't anticipate was that there were some people on there use that free code and say 35, 40, 50 shirts and took advantage of it. But at least this way, I control. You want one card, you get one card. I was actually really disappointed by the people that were taking advantage of the free shirt. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, 2 shirts for you. There's 2 of us. That's fine. That's what I assumed most people would do. 1 shirt per person. There were some people, 35, 40, 50 shirts. It's like, dude. And then some people really fucked me because I also gave a free shipping code. So I gave it like 100% free. The shirt is free. And if you lived in the US, I gave a free shipping code. And there were people that were getting, even just 15, 20 shirts. They got the shirts for free. And then I had to pay to ship them because they were more expensive because it was like bulk shirts. And they really fucked me on that one. I appreciate you, Pokebarn, and I'm glad you got your promos. I think I might have fucked something up on the original label. Permafrost. Man, I wish I had more Nightfall boxes to open tonight, but I think we should call it after this box if we don't get anything. I saved it on eBay. If you put the GS up there, I can find it. So wait. What do you want? You're wanting a raw Smokey the Bear? Oh. I think I have like a bunch of the sealed Smokey the Bear still listed, and also the PSA 10, and I think they're both best offer. So whatever you want, just make an offer, and I'll ship your promo with it. Make it easier for both of us. Katie says I gotta go to bed, but thanks again, homie. Have a good night, y'all. Appreciate you. Absolutely, yeah, I'll sign it. I hope you hit the old scratch. Shit, me too, bro. These have been some rough boxes. I mean, we had a pretty good rate of hollows, but no Mothman, no Wendigo. Lightning split. And if you guys do have Instagram, when you get these, post them on your story. Make other people jealous that they didn't stop by on the stream. Okay. Little grim action. Put it in a wilder sleeve. And if you do post it on your story, I'll post it on mine. Just make sure you tag me. All right, last pack of the night, guys. We're at 215 minutes this stream has been going. All right. Full pack of the evening. And we're an Adam Ackler. That's unfortunate, man. All right, so if you guys want a promo card tonight, again, reminder, just message me, make sure I get your address. Just try to put your YouTube handle with that message so I make sure the right pack is the right person. And I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hopefully I have some more news for you guys soon. Hopefully I have a new video for you guys soon. And I'll see you on the next one, you guys. I love you guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. See you on the next one.